Hello, this is Science Friday. I'm Ira Flato, and I got a vasectomy. My wife's boyfriend said he'd buy me a Switch if I got the vasectomy. And as opposed to talking about gene splicing and genomes on Science Friday, we're going to talk about how much I love the new Mario Party game.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Stu Show. Just sitting around. Actually, I don't know if we're actually almost done with season 5 or not. I'm not sure. Kind of like by accident. We put up an episode that was actually supposed to go on my Christian channel. And if you hear that in the background, I'm watching Lucha Libre. Juicy's in the ring. And he's he's doing the suck it chance. This is Extreme Triple L of November 2003. He's fighting the White Ranger from, I almost said Mortal Kombat, from the Power Ranger show. I love to watch AAA on the Pluto TV network. I love to put it on, especially like when I have company, because it is so ridiculously bad. They are so bad at wrestling. It's funny because of how crappy it is. So, anyways, I actually just remembered I got my check yesterday. Except the only problem with it is that I have all these bills to pay Friday of next Friday because it's a Saturday. So next Friday, all these bills are due. So basically all my money's gone already after getting the check. But that's okay because I have a free check. I don't know if I ever brought this up on Chuck's Do before. I get a free check basically every once a month because I make enough money to have a lot of fun money. But really, it's not worth it. I would rather just go to a part-time or full-time job, just being like a house cleaner or doing like custodian work. I would much rather just have time to work on like my book and things like that, and not have to worry about the stresses of my job because the job really sucks. Anyways, so this is Chuck Stu. I was actually supposed to go to Phoenix tonight to go hang out with my new friend. And, I was actually really looking forward to that. But if you don't know, back here in Tucson, it has been snowing off and on all day yesterday and then also this morning. So she suggested to me, she sent me a text last night around like 7 saying, do you think it would be a good idea or do you think you should cancel because of driving conditions? And I said, yeah, you know what? I probably should just cancel because I haven't driven on the highway or the freeway in about 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't remember the last time I did it, where I went up to Phoenix, or around maybe Scottsdale or that area. It's been a while, so I was thinking, yeah, you know what? It's probably not too good of an idea for me to do that. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to come down next Saturday, and then after that, maybe 1 or 2 weeks after that, she says she drives a car, so she's going to come down here and hang out with me. So that's the plan. I'm just, kind of bored right now. I was actually going to be working on my book after I took a 2-hour nap, I think. And I'm not sure. I don't remember the time I fell asleep nor woke up. But so, just feeling okay, I guess. I had like a lot of fun last night. The party was kind of awkward, but the house party that I went to, and I ended up crashing at my friend's house, which I have never done before. This is the very first time I actually crashed at this specific friend's house. So, actually, you know what? I could just ask one of my friends if he wants to just hang out tonight. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. I'll do that after Chuck Stu. I'll talk to him. So, for Chuck Stu's show here, this week has actually been it actually hasn't been that bad. Work has been pretty frustrating again from probably the first 3 days of work from Monday through Wednesday. But the last part of the shift on Wednesday was pretty good because even though it was still like, rah, rah, keep going kind of thing, they gave me the VDO because it wasn't as crazy as it normally is. Everybody's at the rodeo this weekend, so a lot of doctors didn't book surgery, so I guess they could spend time with their families and husbands and wives, I guess, to go down to the rodeo, not radio, here because it's what I was telling my friend the other night on the phone. It's like a local holiday here in Tucson. I mean, it made me happy. I don't want to go, but I mean, I'm not going to go. I've never liked cowboy culture with the whole listening to country music. And that was like my complaints. Like one of my complaints with last night at the house party I went to. Oh yeah, that was another thing I was going to talk about. It just came to mind about how, like, I've gotten older. I feel like I'm now an older man and that it's getting embarrassing to be playing beer pong with a bunch of college kids, which is essentially what happened last night. I definitely was not. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I just like glanced at the TV right now, and there's a guy in this 3-on-3 match who looks like Marilyn Manson, but he's Mexican. Okay. Anyways, so the fact that we were playing beer pong and they were playing country music because that's what the girls, my friends' friends, suggested. Who was, like kind of like a he's a firefighter. It's like he knows these women through this guy he works with at the fire academy. So I don't know, just kind of felt, I definitely was not the oldest one there. There were people there that were older than me, but it was just kind of embarrassing to where, hold on, let me go ahead and turn the volume down here. Okay, so anyways, I don't know if anybody out there has like felt like that where they're just getting older in life and the things that they did before they probably shouldn't continue to do. I'm no longer college age. Even when I was invited to go to that Christian, it was like a pastoral training program that I went to like 5, actually probably not 5 years ago, because it's now 2019. So 5 years ago I did this. And even I told the guy when I was hanging out with him at the Rattlesnake Cafe, which has been closed down for some time now, that I told him, like, dude, I'm interested, but you were talking about this as a college group. Like, I'm just now outside college age for a college group. Because I was like, at the time I was like 24, 25. And he was like, oh no, man, it's okay. You could just be like a disciple or something. We still want you to come down. So I did. And now I'm 30 years old, if you guys can believe it. That's what I was talking to my coworker about. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Dr. Pearl's Houston Book, who's the doctor for the show that you heard last week on the show, was texting me. We were talking about the fact that he feels like he's lazy right now because he's too drained from work and school. And I was telling him the reason why I'm so still pretty out of shape when I used to be like in really good shape back when I was living in California. And when I was here, it's because I really obsessed about exercising. And I know that my strength has gone up by a lot because of this job, because you're on your feet running for like, not running, but you're on your feet sometimes you're running. It just depends on who needs what at what time for the nurses. But, it's kind of like, I would say that I'm pretty strong, but I also just feel tired and lazy most of the time. And I told him that, I'm not in shape because I've gotten to the point where now I'm like, not wanting to really. It's just I've been drinking every day for the last probably about 8 days in a row. So I haven't had any drinks today, and I don't plan to. So I guess I'm gonna just break that just because. It's not that I don't think I'm an alcoholic. Like I don't need to go on that intervention show or anything. It's just I think I was just drinking it because I didn't have anything else to drink in the fridge, and it just. The whole thing with it helping me relax, I guess. So what's been going on this week? So the party happened last night. I was feeling weird about it. I don't know. I kind of just want to stop doing that. I kind of want to quit playing beer pong and maybe just eventually just quit drinking. I don't know. Like quit smoking marijuana and just kind of start acting like my own age because I have turned 30 about 6 months ago, so I'm just, I don't know, it's like, I mean, I do know people that are still, I mean, I work with a guy who still drinks on the weekends and he does drink during the weekdays, and he never wants to grow up. He doesn't care about things like that. This, my partner at work, and he just turned, like 3 months ago, he just turned 42. So like those things don't affect him. He doesn't care that much. And I know I was listening to Bill Burr's show 2 weeks ago, and he was talking about because his wife was the guest on the show, and he was talking about how like he recently turned 50 years old and how it's strange because, he's an older man now. And so that's kind of like how I feel, even though it's not like a midlife crisis or anything like that. It just felt really strange hanging out with a bunch of women that are very attractive that were college students. Like my friends last night at the party, and literally being like 9 years older than them. And at one point I was the oldest guy at the party at one point. So it just felt like, you're the strange old guy that's doing this stuff, like playing beer pong and doing this stuff with us when, I don't know if maybe I should just have more respect for myself and just, I don't know what else I would have been doing. I mean, how do people like in their 30s and stuff it's kind of like, I read the statistic once that the people that start families and whatnot and get married is all around the age of about, like the rough estimation for Americans is 25 of when you're supposed to get married and have your first child. And then by like 28 or 29, you would have your second kid. Now, that being said, my parents started late. So my dad didn't have me till he was 30 or 31, and then have my brother at 36. That's how old he was. So he was like a late bloomer kind of thing. I guess he wanted to have a family like a little bit later than some, most Americans, I guess. But I don't know, because I was talking, that's another like thing for contention in my mind, because my new friend I was talking to on the phone the other night was saying that she doesn't want to have any kids, and she's like a bit older than me, and I told her I don't really want to have any kids either. I just don't think I would have the patience to be a father of a child. Like to be completely honest, I don't foresee myself being that, like being a father, I guess. I mean, I have recently considered adopting, like if I did, like, let's say I did get in a relationship with a woman and she didn't have any kids or something, but around my age, when you date women in their late 20s and early 30s or mid 20s, you have to have the expectation that you, let's put it like this. You have to have the expectation that the woman that you're dating already has kids from a different father, from like a different guy. The last 3 to 4 women that I've dated that I didn't get with were mothers already that had several kids. I not intending, actually no, because the second to last one that I dated did not have any kids. She's 23, something like that. So she just never happened. But then the one after that, the one that I most dated recently, which was about 2 months ago, she had 2 kids, and one of them, and she was younger than me, and one of the kids was like 12. So like she had this kid when she was like a freshman in high school or something like that, like some weird twisted reason. So what is this? I think I might be a slight misanthrope. I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to have to look that up and read that on the wiki. So there's actually a new channel. Actually, yeah, so there's going to be a new channel thing that I'm going to be doing for Chuck Stu, where I'm going to be breaking down things for, like, if you watch Jeopardy or game shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, of information like on Wikipedia and different websites of, things like that to read for for research and whatever subject. And then I'm going to be breaking it down on the computer so you can watch actually it's a thing where you read along to whatever information that I would find, and like to always, because I'm one of those guys that thoroughly believes in learning, like that Bruce Lee quote about, life is your teacher and you're always in a constant flow of learning from all aspects and all areas. Like I very much believe in that. So especially if it's like, I don't know, I guess biblical things and theological things and religious things, I guess. So that's about enough for the opening segments, and hope you enjoyed Chuck Stew tonight on, what was it? They were talking about TLC on NPR this morning. And I was thinking to myself, I don't really like TLC all that much. I prefer Total. Total, they featured in this song with LL Cool J. LL Cool J, they were in that song with Biggie Smalls and Puff Daddy. Just a really good group. Just a really good group of girls. Right? That's right. I'll let Presley go outside for just, a minute. Then I went and picked him up because he was meowing after I frickin' let him outside the door. That meow he makes when he's lost, which made me nervous. So I walked outside and found him, picked him up, walked him back in, and I set him down and closed the door. That's what I did. So welcome to Chuck Stu Show, everybody. Oh! I'm supposed to be writing a poem tonight. God. I'm supposed to be writing a poem tonight. I don't even know if I'm going to be going to work tomorrow. So what I was supposed to do was I was supposed to call TMC because I'm trying to quit my fucking job. And the thing is I'm relapsing right now because I sent a message to Denise proclaiming my love to her. Saying, dude, just fucking take me back. Just fucking allow the dates to happen. Just let me be amazing. Just let it happen. And she won't fucking let it happen. So I also bought a book that came in the mail, and it's called Wyoming Fierce. I bought Raymond Carver's book called All of It, which is a poetry collection. They sent me a fucking novel from a Goodwill in like fucking Virginia called Wyoming Fierce by Diana Palmer. Ranch over Cane Kirk. I already lost interest. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, guys. Ugh. My brother wants to come over again. No. So, not in the mood. Did I just see him yesterday? Yeah, I hung out with him for like 3-4 hours yesterday. No. I want to be by myself. I want to loathe. I want to be depressed. That's what I'm going to do, god damn it. Damn allergies fucking acting up again. God, this fucking day, dude. I guess it wasn't like that bad, but the shift was really quick. But at the same time, I just have no desire to write again. It's already the second week of February, and I've hardly worked on my book. I don't care. It's probably going to be one of those collections I put out a couple of years ago. Oh, yeah. It's actually 2 years. Wait. Okay, so the last book that just came out 2 months ago or 3 months ago now. What is it? No, it's 2 months ago. The Infant's Resurrected Dreams, and I don't even have a copy of it. And then the one before that was Pure Life, A Mouthful of Agony Below. And then the one before that was Yeshua's Away in Paradise Eve, Go Back Tomorrow. And that was the one where I was thinking of Nancy, my ex. Technically my last ex, because I never met the other woman that I was sort of dating on the phone in person back when I was living at my parents' house. The weird thing about Nancy, I don't know if she noticed, but I actually tried to rekindle the flame and get back with her about 3 or 4 times since we broke up. But I quit talking to her pretty much for the same reason over and over again. Because I got really annoyed with just listening to her play fucking Grand Theft Auto 5. It got me really mad. So, Any hoozle. Just got trust in God. It's just been really difficult to do that, though. Actually, I don't even need to put this up because by the time I need to wake up to go to work, the sun's still not going to be out. The first probably hour and a half that I was at work today was still dark outside because of how fucking early I had to get there to work. It actually wasn't that bad. I actually would prefer opening as opposed to closing because opening usually for the I didn't know this, but for the first what is it like? For the first probably about hour of work, there's no people that are getting surgeries. The doctors are most, if not all, the doctors don't even get there till 7, and I had to punch in at 6:15 to make sure, because that's when my coworker gets there before me usually, in order for him to calibrate the machines and to basically get everything set up, get the device that you shove down the patient's throat so you can stick the tubing in. We get that ready, and I have to get a bunch of things ready. But it's actually not really that difficult. It's not as difficult as I thought it would be. So, that's all right, I guess. That's okay. You guys are listening to the descent into my own madness again. So, I have strong emotions, and it's really hard for me to contend with them nowadays. I haven't drank because I heard God tell me in a prayer to stop drinking. And so what do? I get fucking drunk again. So, I'm self-destructive, I guess. But, I am contemplating calling out of work tomorrow. I'm really contemplating it. It's just that I know a whole lot of people are going to be really mad at me if I do that. Because there's nobody else in the anesthesia room or anesthesia techs that will show up to work. It's just me. So all the responsibility is put on me. And even my coworker was telling me that when I said they rammed my shit in, I said something like that. I said I got beat up or something. I don't know, because of the shift was just so, it wasn't really, I don't know. It wasn't really that, I wouldn't say that the shift was like that difficult. It's just that I just had to do like a lot of stuff because I was manning the ship for 3 people at once. They didn't even give me anybody to help me today. It was just me by myself and then one other coworker that trained me very briefly on opening and calibrating the machines. So, she said, she was like, I don't know if she was asking me if I was okay or something. Oh, excuse me. I just had some Jack Mac for dinner. Ooh, complimentary compliments to the chef that I got from Lockdown 23-1. So, anyways, probably didn't turn out the way that he made it because it just tastes like straight up tuna. But, anyways, it's still pretty good because I like tuna. I like the taste of it. I had tuna twice today. I'm a fish fiend, so tuna's fine. Ooh, there's still some wine in this. I was even contemplating when riding to just turn off go put my TV in my room, just keep the TV off and then go put this phone away. But I wanted to create something, and I guess here we go, guys. I guess this is it. But anyways, what she was saying is she was like, it was so mean of the upper staff to do this to you, to just expect you just to work. You're basically doing the equivalent of 3 men. And they just expect you to do it like it's mean. And I was like, I should just fucking call out tomorrow, because you know what? God damn it, it is fucking mean. They don't give a fuck about me. I'm trying to leave this job, dude. I don't give a fuck about these people. I'm just there to, at this point, I'm just on autopilot, to be completely honest with you guys with this job. I'm not proud of working at this job anymore. I don't give a fuck. I haven't given a fuck probably in the last, maybe 2 or 3 months, but it's just a way to pay bills. I mean, I'm getting my paycheck in let's see, today's Monday, so 4 days. because they changed it from Thursdays to Fridays. So now we get our paychecks on Fridays. Really no big deal. But so that's what the fuck is up with old Chuck Stu here. This bullshit ass job. And then Dr. Book, Dr. Pearl's Houston Book, I was hanging out with him at work earlier, and he was just telling me how, like, he's feeling depressed, and I told him to go to therapy because he's got a whole bunch of snakes in his lap, and then after the therapist talks to him, all the snakes will be gone, so, and they'll just have one manageable snake, like what Dr. Peterson said, so... blow my nose. And I guys, once again, it just makes me sad to think about Nancy. It makes me sad. It just makes me think of, you know, maybe I should have just stuck with it, and maybe we should have just went to like a therapist or a counselor and like just worked these problems out, because for the like for 90% of it, she was like really like a really good, really cool person, and like I had a blast with her. But on New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, it was one of those. Let's see, what is the date today? I think it's the 4th, because the Super Bowl just happened yesterday. So I actually haven't talked to her in about a month. So because it was New Year's Eve was the last day I talked to her, and I basically told her, look, I need to move on because I was trying to fix my life, I guess. And apparently it's not fucking working. So, and it's not just a thing where I just need to keep sitting here and playing these videos where it boosts up my confidence and shit. Apparently it's not working because I'm still getting drunk after fucking work. Like, so apparently, I mean, I'm still pissed off inside. I'm still upset. I don't like living alone. I never have. I probably never will be liking something like that. But, you know, anyways, it's just another thing that makes me think, oh, yeah, about the good days about, you know, back when I was dating her, because it's like literally almost every time I saw her, it was like an awesome experience, other than like the last time we hung out before I broke up with her. And then there was another time where I lived with her for 4 days and she had really, really bad snoring problems. This was back when I used to work at Safeway, but then I quit or got fired. It was one of those. And I was working on my 4th book, and I was actually writing like a lot back then. When I would go drive down to Phoenix to go live with her for a couple days back when I was unemployed, or I had 2 consecutive days off at Safeway. I also worked at, actually, I was at a Jarrow when I first met her. But anyways, so I would just sit there, and while she'd be at work at Walgreens or Cox, then I would just sit in her apartment, or I would sit at the Starbucks for fucking hours at a time. And there were times when I would just sit there and write for like 6 to 7.5 hours, just straight writing, just working on my book. And I never could complete anything because I was trying to write these novels and stuff, and then I kept just getting mind blocks, and I wanted to quit once I got to like page 34, like 3 separate times when I tried to write 3 separate fucking novels. So then I wrote short stories, and the short stories went into that, let's see. Yeah, all 3 of them actually that I wrote that year went into that book. That was my 4th book, and I just came out with my 6th one. Actually, no, since it's February 4th, technically it only came out like a month, like 5 weeks ago, but it came out before Christmas. So, anyhoozle, I guess that's just the thing that's been on my mind lately. I just feel really lonely, guys, and I hate the fact that my friend is depressed, and it's just, I'm just stuck in a rut right now, but I just don't have the energy to just keep plowing through to try to get a different job or something like that. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. This is Chuck Stu with the Chuck Stu Show, and a little bit announced to me for season 5 of the Chuck Stu Show. Been doing this for what, like 4 years now, 3 years, No, because it's March of 2019, so we've been doing this about 4 years now. This is the second to last episode of season 5, being that this is episode 14. And next week or the week after, the last episode is going to be coming out for season 5. And then who knows when season 6 is going to start. Even though this has actually taken a somewhat of a actually pretty drastic, excuse me, this has taken a pretty drastic turn, as in I'm now primarily using Chuck Stu just for the fact of being more open and less Chuck Stu character and more of just myself and who I am, and using this as a free, like, personal therapy session where I'm talking about things throughout the week or things that have been on my mind or how I'm feeling and whatnot. So, and I do have a lot of clips that I'm going to be playing for Chuck Stu. I actually just uploaded a music video last night, which is a song music video that dropped last night from my